KMIR News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here at 6. Also streaming live at KMIR.com, I'm Angela Monroe. Cathedral City Police continue to investigate after a person was shot to death in Cathedral City. Just before 1 Saturday morning, Cathedral City Police were called for a report of multiple shots fired in the area of Avenida El Pueblo and Dinah Shore Drive. A witness told dispatch there was a victim who had been shot, and officers found that victim with multiple gunshot wounds and unresponsive. They were pronounced dead at the scene. Police did not say if a suspect or suspects were arrested. The victim's identity is not being released at this time by police. If you have any information about this crime, you are urged to call Cathedral City Police or Crime Stoppers at 760-341-STOP. Police are investigating after a 41-year-old man was struck and killed by a vehicle in Indio. The fatal collision happened just before midnight Saturday on the roadway in front of Calhoun Street. Raul Silva was pronounced dead at the scene. Indio police say Silva was struck while he was standing in the road. They did not say if the driver stopped at the scene. Officers tell us more information will be released tomorrow. A person is taken to the hospital after a motorcycle and vehicle crashed in Palm Desert. It happened around 3 this afternoon at Fred Waring and MONROE Avenue. The Riverside County Fire Department said a patient was taken to a local hospital but didn't have an update on the condition of the motorcyclist. A 13-year-old boy is okay after being struck by a car in Cathedral City this afternoon. It happened around 2 at Date Palm Drive and Ortega Road. The boy was on a skateboard when he was struck by a car. The teen and his mother told KMIR it wasn't a serious injury. Cathedral City Police did not provide more information about this crash. A Palm Desert man is safe tonight after being reported missing on Saturday. 71-year-old Milton Austin was found by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department in Rancho Cucamonga at about 1:45 a.m. Sunday. Officers say Austin was disoriented but uninjured. He was reported missing in Palm Desert Saturday after he failed to pick up his wife from work. Police believe dementia is the cause of Milton's disappearance. Officers are cracking down on dangerous driving. They made multiple arrests in Coachella yesterday. 4 drivers and a pedestrian were arrested and 18 others were cited during 2 separate enforcement operations. One operation was geared at distracted driving, the other at drunk driving. One driver was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence, another for reckless driving. A pedestrian was jailed for alleged possession of narcotics. 5 drivers were ticketed for talking on a phone or texting while driving. Let's get a check on your forecast tonight. It was definitely a beautiful weekend here in the valley with highs in the 70s. The kind of weather, of course, that they're jealous about all over the country. Right now, we're looking at 69 degrees and calm winds. And we can expect that to continue with a nice warm trend for tomorrow. As you can see, we do have some upper level clouds that are passing through the area in Palm Springs. Once again, upper level, and we will see partly cloudy skies and warm temperatures. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. You may have felt a pair of small earthquakes that jolted Borrego Springs area early today. The quake's magnitudes were 3.7 and 3.2. They hit at about 5:24 this morning and were about 45 seconds apart. No damage was reported, but people from Indio to San Diego reported feeling weak to light shaking from the larger quake. Tomorrow, Martin Luther King Jr. holiday is observed across the country, but some residents started celebrating his legacy early this afternoon. Giselle Puente joins us live in the studio with that story. Giselle.
Angela, it was quite the celebration today at the local church to keep Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy alive. More than 50 people gathered at the Church of St. Paul in the Desert for Dr. King's celebration of life. The service included a choir and keynote speaker, Dr. Daryl Adams, superintendent of the Coachella Valley Unified School District. He was born and raised in Memphis at the same time Dr. King was preaching to the crowds. He remembers when Dr. King was killed and says it was a tough time, but the civil rights leader's legacy lives on.
Every time Martin Luther King Day comes back, it brings back those memories, not only, the trauma of it, but also what Dr. King stood for. And that's what's deeply embedded in me, in my heart and soul, is to help serve others.
After the service, there were refreshments for everyone next to the church. It was another opportunity to come together as a community. Now, talking about community, there will be a walk tomorrow.